And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2018 Globe Conquerors Manila Promotionals battle between the top 3 to 6 of the recent Bacchus Pro Gaming Series Spring Season 4 2018. So, for our current match right now, galing lang natin sa isang malupit na Game 2 wherein Archangel was able to dominate over Imperium Pro Team, forcing this particular match to go into Game 3. But of course, before we get into the nitty-gritty of that, we are going to be your casters for this game. Ako si Arctic at your service, fam. Of course, kasama ko ngayon si Chisto.
Yeah, and of course, Arctic, yung game na yun between Archangel and IPT, I do believe na it was quite a messy game. Medyo fiesta-ish yung laban nila, very back and forth. But in the end, Archangel, just pushing through and picking up the win. And I think Crazy Apple mentioned this during your breakdown after the game. There were a lot of small things that just went the way of Archangel na yun yung ultimately naging factor in deciding their win.
We'll just have to see if at this time around, medyo undecided pa rin ako who might be the better team here. Pero good thing we have these games to decide just that. Though, like, I'm wondering if this Ezreal pick will potentially make it past batting phase for Game 3, because both Zensho and Marky have proved to be quite efficient at maximizing this champion. Later parts in the game, I don't see any particular instance where either kind of fell behind. Both were very impactful in their performance.
Yeah, I think Ezreal right now as a pick, as a marksman, is just super safe. That you can just pick him into any matchup blind, and you know that you'd have a consistent power spike at 2 items, and then headed towards the later parts of the game, you're gonna get that 2-tier build, and you dish out absurd amounts of damage. So he's just that strong of a marksman at the moment. And like you mentioned, gusto ko nga yung pinoint out mo na whether or not he'll make it through picks and bans.
I guess we'll luckily find out just at this very moment, Chisto, as we head into the drafting phase for Game 3. Once again, this is Imperium Pro Team versus Archangel. Hashtag IPT win bao, hashtag ARK win kayo.
Yeah, kung may sinusuportahan kay Team Teat na specific, paalam nyo sa amin, lagay nyo sa chat. But looks like the bans will be started off here by the Zac, denying that pick from Archangel.
Whew, Zac gonna be taking off Shinzao as well. So 2 junglers right off the bat. Shinzao, a lot of power as demonstrated during Game 1, even though it didn't go quite well, but nonetheless, very much understandable as to why he is within the meta. So still jungles being thrown out, Skarner as well.
You know, ang interesting dito, Arctic, binaban nila yung mga champion na nilalaro ni Cops in the jungle. Kahit na for this game specifically, for this series, he's actually playing support. So Zac very much one of Cops' signature picks back when it was still the PGS. But looking at the final bans here, wala pa tayo nakitang nag-ban sa Ezreal, Arctic, so we might be able to see him once more. And like you mentioned, Ezreal is one of the super strong picks at the moment, safe into any matchup, and I think IPT will just lock this in for Marky.
Yep, no hesitation whatsoever if this is indeed okay. A little bit of a switcher, but we'll just have to wait until there's an actual lock-in. But I'm wondering, there was much success to Ezreal earlier, so pretty much a no-brainer, I'd say, at this point.
And the response from Archangel seems to be the Trundle being hovered right now by Ivalice. Wonder though kung dadalhin nila to sa top lane or the jungle, could still be flex, but for sure this Lulu will go to Cups in the support role.
Yep, without a doubt. Unless, I don't expect any experimental picks at this stage in the competition, given that we're all in the pretty much shut Game 3 at this point, make it or break it for both sides. We are seeing a hover over for this Graves for Hate. In all fairness, was pretty good as demonstrated in the previous games. Karma hovered over, so potential flex to the light here. Could go to light, could go to shadow, depends.
Yep. Personally, I really like the Graves pick from IPT. Graves is one of the strongest junglers at the moment in the current meta, where you want to clear fast, you want to be able to fight your enemy jungler, and Graves fulfills both that roles. But what you need to pair with this Graves is you need a bit of engage. You need at least some form of CC to set him up so that he can transition better towards the later parts of the game.
Meanwhile, Tristana going to be locked in for Zensho to match Marky's Ezreal for this game. Looking at the second rotation of bans, however, looks like they're going to be banning out Light with the Rise and the Vladimir, assuming that this Karma is support Mundo and Gangplank in exchange onto Ivalice.
Yeah, the Camille being the lock in here for Archangel, so it looks like Ivalice will be bringing still could be jungle, depending on where they decide to put the Trundle in the specific game. Jax, though, for sure gonna go to the top lane, since we already see the Graves for Hate. Looks like MJ will be playing the Jax into the top lane. Now, I think this poses the question for Archangel. Aling champion ang gusto nyo dalhin laban dito sa Jax? Will it be the Trundle or will it be the Camille?
Looks like the Jax, though, for the meantime. Interesting lock-in coming in from IPT. Still waiting for that last. Wow, the Zillion gonna be locked in for Imperium Protein. I wasn't expecting that.
Zillion is kind of super off-meta pick right here. Kind of throws us off, but yeah, I wonder where they decide to put this Zillion. I think both Light and Shadow are capable of playing this specific pick, but I think Karma and Ezreal bot lane would be a better matchup into Lulu Tristana, so they should put Zillion in the mid lane.
And meanwhile, looks like Archangel locking up their composition, giving Trevor the Swain. So Swain has been on the rise himself a bit ever since his rework, but looks like it is indeed going to be the Zillion in the mid lane as well as the Karma for support. So a little bit more sensible there.
Yeah, one thing that I do like from IPT is they have a lot of power once the mid game comes. The Ezreal, the Graves, and the Jax are super strong, especially for Jax and Ezreal. Once they complete their Trinity Force, they're going to do a lot of damage towards the mid game point. But one thing I don't like from IPT's draft is they don't have any champions that can force any plays. They don't have that huge form of engagement they could use to just bring the fight to Archangel. So if Archangel do get a lead here, it's going to be harder for IPT to try and force something to get something back.
Not to mention if you're going to look at potential holds onto Archangel, very conditional crowd control that they're working with. MJ has to be pretty much in the heat of the fight in order to actually make something of what CC that he does have. Like, in the midst of using a Zillion, has to be on point with making sure that those bombs land on their proper targets, make sure that they get a good exchange, just so that he could get that stun. But looks like we'll just have to find out as we head into Game 3. Once again, Imperium Pro Team versus Archangel amidst their very interesting roster changes. Of course, it'll come down to who comes off better at the end of it.
Yeah, you mentioned the roster changes from Archangel Arctic, and I think one thing that really stood out is surprisingly they do have that sort of synergy that we didn't think that would be there for them, so that's one positive. But let's go ahead and talk about their draft because we did break down IPTs. Now looking at Archangel, they do have some ways to start fights here. One great combo that they have is the Trundle Pillar into the pullback from the Swain, which we might see in the mid lane. We'll just have to wait and see as this game does progress.
Okay, meanwhile, looking at both sides as far as starts, looks like no risks are going to be taken at this point, without a doubt. So, okay, speaking of risks though, looks like Marky and Shadow are going to try to spot out Rocks here with the start that he is taking. Going to try to slow him down a bit. Shadow getting a hit onto Rocks, but we'll just go back to standard laning at this point.
Oh, we're going to see a fight here.
Hey, it's like Marky forced to flash way in onto early and chunk to almost half health. Need to chug those potions, my friend.
Yeah, it's a really early flash burn by Marky, and the reason why he did that is because he doesn't want to be forced back to base if he did get chunked super low. So just accepting that he has to burn his flash. Ezreal does get a free flash once he gets his arcane shift, so I think it's all fine for him.
Little bit of a trade-off here towards the top side between MJ and Ivos, which leads to more than half of expended. So, wondering if we're going to see a continuous roll of these punches between both.
Oh, the jump in!
But jump in coming in from Zencho, going straight for Marky, ready for round 2. That's going to be the pop right there. Marky almost going down, will survive with a slither round, will be forced to back away though. That's massive pressure onto IPT.
Yeah, Archangel's bot lane player is super aggressive there right now. It's rare that you see a Tristana at level 2 flash forward and hop right in front of the Ezreal, but that's the aggression that is enabled for them since they burned the flash early, but now it seems like they're gonna get punished.
Yes, looks like Kate gonna try to go for both Cook and Zencho. Shadow gonna be joining the fray. Dash in, just one more hit, and that's first blood. Secured by Hate, that's gonna be double kill, and man, what a twisted turn of events.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play super aggressive and not respect the fact that Hate could go towards the bot side of the map. You have to assume that the Graves started top side because both Marky and Shadow did not go for a leash to help their jungler. So at around that timestamp, the Graves should be hovering towards the bottom area of the map. It looks like Archangel's bot lane did not read the situation well, and that's why they went down.
Small miscalculation there coming in from Archangel, but looks like a tad bit of a pause. We'll be getting back into the game in just a bit. But man, what does this mean though? Hate getting, despite in all fairness, Zensho and Kups really bring it down hard onto Marky. Marky was forced to back away. That was the small deficiency, but immediate turn of events granting Hate that massive propel with the 2 kills.
Yeah, like I said previously, if you see the enemy bot lane did not go for Elish, you can assume that the Graves did start topside hit, and he would end up towards the bottom side of the map around 3 minutes. And they did go for that super aggressive play, but they didn't respect the fact that Hate could have immediately collapsed bot lane after he saw both summoners burn, and that's why he got 2 kills. And now he's on the strongest jungler dispatch, and he's already up 2 kills towards this matchup. So that's a scary situation that Archangel has to face now.
Oh man, I'm just raring to get back into this game, but nonetheless, I mean, if you're gonna consider it though, as far as who did get the full benefit of Hate getting those 2 kills, mostly just Hate and Shadow. Unfortunately, Marky did have to back away, won't be benefiting anytime soon from the pretty good start to IPT's jungler, but we'll just have to see if overall does that still affect Marky and Shadow to an extent, given that boost for IPT. We'll just have to see once we head back onto the Rift in a little while. We're just resolving things, making sure everything is okay for both teams.
Yeah, maybe something is a bit off, but yeah, I'm really hoping that we do get back into the game real soon.
Okay, so nonetheless, of course, quick update guys. So for those of you that are just tuned in, ito na nga ang parang pinaka Road to Conquerors Manila. Mineski TNC having secured both first and second respectively, already sit a little bit more comfortably in their road to Globe Conquerors Manila. Whilst our top 3 and 6 from the recent 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series spring season still looking to fight for theirs, of course, namely Imperium Pro Team as well as Archangel, formerly known, by the way, as Team Manila Eagles. Kung nagtataka kayo, kung hindi pa rin kayo nakaka-catch on sa kung ano yung nangyari sa Team Manila Eagles, despite them being within that top 3 to 6, and later on during the day, we're gonna be having Barcy Esports. Almost said Barcy X-Rage Esports versus Naga Esports. That's gonna be a bigger discussion, by the way, later on, because kung ito, one thing, I wouldn't say subtle changes kasi medyo iba rin yung naging swapping between both sides, as well as you have to take into account yung naging role swaps din. But for what we have later on, I don't want to spoil things just yet, but it's a long discussion that we're gonna have for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure after this game, guys, meron pa tayong isang best of 3 para ma-determine sino ang sasama to whoever wins this series to join both Mineski and TNC there at Conquerors. And man, I'm pretty excited for Conquerors. I mean, personally, we've done some stuff na behind the scenes about the event.
Yep, a lot of exciting stuff na
pretty excited.
Gonna be rolling in within the next few weeks. Kumbaga, what you're seeing right now is just parang onting tikim lang yun. As in like just that sample.
It's not even close to what's gonna
happen. Not even close. Like, you're just, I don't even know how to describe it. Kumbaga, sobrang tip of the iceberg pa lang yung nakikita nyo. Just what will come within the next few months, absolutely mind-blowing. And naka-excite kasi ang naging huling Southeast Asian game natin, whether Southeast Asian level game natin dito sa Pinas was of course GPL held at SM Aura, but this time around at SM Mall of Asia Arena, that's a whole different level.
It's a way bigger venue.
Yeah, I hope we have to, we're ready for it. Yeah.
We're preparing. Kailangan dalhin natin yung entertainment to the people who are gonna watch and they're gonna come to Mo Arena.
At syempre, a lot of people to look out for. Some of your favorite casters are gonna be joining us, not just the usual people that you see here on the caster table. Meron kaming tables. Yes, there's actually a physical table here right now.
Yeah.
So, look forward to kung sino yung makakasama nyo. And so far, we also have our upcoming celebrity show match as well. Yung mga announced so far. Yung first 4 na na-announce sa client, si Shay Hisinio, Ashley Go-Sing-Fiao, as well as Christian Bautista. So a lot more to pour in. Yun din, isa pang tip of the iceberg pa lang yun. As soon as the rest come out, mind blown. Probably the best celebrity show match we'll have yet. Star-studded at least.
Yeah, definitely. But I am seeing that we might be getting back into the game shortly.
Yep.
I do wonder though, how does Archangel try to bounce back after giving up 2 kills to the Graves? Because I'm pretty sure those players know how strong Graves is during the current patch, and they just gave up 2 kills after an over-aggressive move. So it begs the question kung paano babawiin ng Archangel yun. If I do recall, their draft do have ways to try and force fights. They have the Swain and the Trundle combo, like I mentioned. You just pillar and then use the Swain passive to pull them back. That's one way that they could force engages onto IPT and try and get kills for themselves, try to get a bunch of the gold back, but we'll just have to wait and see pagdating nga dun sa game.
A lot of options here, but as far as this early game, I mean, later on, definitely, once we do hit those bigger team fights, expecting a lot more from Archangel, but what does IPT need to accomplish within this earlier phase, given what draft that they do have? Like I mentioned, I'm still kind of struggling with the limits to their crowd control. Less options, generally.
Tinitignan ko kung ano yung value na binibigay ng Zillion for their lineup. It's not like they have a massive hyper carry such as the Tristana or the Caitlyn or the Vayne. They have an Ezreal that, okay, you revive the Ezreal, okay, he'll be a carry but not exactly yung super strong late game hyper carry. So I'm waiting to see kung ano yung plan nila, kung paano nila gagamitin yung Zillion pick.
We'll just have to see in a tad bit, but overall, what I do find interesting though is that we've been casting quite a number of games outside of the as soon as natapos na yung 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series. Like we've had the LVL, we've had GPL, by the way. We've also had just so many tournaments that we've had since then. So much activity happening in LOL esports, but just heading into these drafts particularly, like it's somewhat nice to see that despite some certain shifts to other tournaments that we've casted na medyo may adjustments na nagaganap, bigger adjustments, we're still seeing some of the picks that we've loved to have witnessed during the previous PGS season na nagagamit pa rin ng pro players natin dito sa Globe Conquerors Manila Promotionals quite efficiently.
Well, I think one of the reasons why we're so surprised by these new picks being brought in by the former PGS team is because we haven't seen them in action. Kasi binanggit mo, we were casting LVL but they weren't the PGS teams. It's a different level of preparation that goes into that. Yung recent lang na nangyayari na nakita natin itong mga team na to ay yung Nexus Cup kung saan Mineski nga yung nagwagi. Shoutout sa Mineski, the best team in the country at the moment. So, ayun nga, dun lang natin sila nakita na maglaro. So we don't have that same level of, unlike the PGS, di ba, weekly natin sila nakikita. So we see the trend kung ano yung mga pinipick nilang champion. Alam natin, okay, kaya gamitin na certain player itong pick na to. But we haven't seen them play recently except for Nexus Cup. So we don't have that same level of knowledge regarding what they have been practicing.
But you know what amazes me is that you have to take into account that their Nexus Cup win, for the most part, they weren't even utilizing both Gary and June. It just goes to show that even without their imports, just the three TG, Kaiko, and Exosen could just perform by themselves. And yun yung sinasabi ko ng PGS season nila na a lot of their victories weren't necessarily geared towards Gary and June being the primary carries. Like, sila pa rin kaya nilang magdala ng weight on the team. So, just goes to show that with that fact, a lot of the teams, especially sa mga gustong mag-Globe Conquerors Manila, have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, kailangan po lang daanan yung Mineski kung gusto nga nilang kailangan yung i-dethrone yung Mineski from the top spot ng best teams of the country. But yeah,
we have a lot of other teams though.
Yeah, we have a lot of other teams. Ang daming gustong magpabagsak dyan. I mean, kahit nga sa non-PGS, kahit yung mga LVL teams, I've heard some talk na maybe UST would want to compete in Conquerors.
You think? We'll see.
We'll see. Mga ganun bang bagay?
I mean, nice to see though the ambition, without a doubt, from all the teams na nakita na nga nila na nagkaroon na ng boost sa esports, yung opportunities, kumbaga.
Yeah, it's a big shot. I mean, Conquerors, if I recall correctly, diretso ka sa Worlds. That's a pretty massive opportunity that comes around, especially sa region natin na normally we had to pass through Vietnam, which was near impossible during the time that Vietnam was still part of the GPL. Pero, diba, it's a massive opportunity for Filipino teams.
Yeah, not even just making it to Worlds, like just being able to compete on a big stage at Mall of Asia Arena, most especially, that's a big accomplishment in itself. Bucket list, kumbaga, for a lot of players in the Philippines. So, again, ladies and gents, we apologize na medyo natatagalan pa yung pagbalik natin sa game, pero looks like we're currently looking into making sure that everything is smoothened out eventually. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Okay, maghahaponan na Arctic, so I think, kumain na ba kayo, guys?
Oh man, ano ulam mo?
Gutom na kami ni Arctic, to be honest. Hindi pa kami nakakain, but yeah.
Did I even have lunch today? Parang di mo
paalam nyo sa amin sa chat kung kumain na kayo or hindi.
Ano ulam mo, pare?
What's your ulam, pare? Ay, alam mo yung Facebook group na yun?
Oh yeah.
There's a
I think
group on
ikaw nag-invite ata
Yeah.
sa akin dun eh.
There's a group on Facebook ng pangalan What's Your Ulam, pare? And it's just a bunch of people na sinishare kung ano yung ulam nila. Kung ano man yan, kung kanin lang tas kamatis or kung kumakain sila sa buffet, just share pictures of food. It's pretty good.
Man, that would wait to make me all the more hungry, Chisto.
It's good.
Yeah, thank you very much. We still have a long game to go, by the way. So,
Okay.
tingnan natin kung hanggang saan yung matatagal ng mga tiyan natin sa pag-rumble. Tapos, malay pa natin ito pa yung maging longest game yet. I hope I'm not jinxing it, but if I do, then darn it, Arctic.
Alam mo, feeling ko malas mo kapag naging longest game to kasi you'll be the only play-by-play for today.
Oo nga eh. Only play-by-play because in all fairness, marami tayong mga casted games this week.
Yeah.
We have LVL kahapon.
Actually,
tapos
dire-diretso yata tayo this week. It's
dire-diretso,
pretty
yeah.
good.
So, kaya may mga days na in between na may certain caster na mawawala. Kaya nandito ang ating LVL commissioner na si Crazy Apple to help relieve some of the potential stress of casting 5 days straight. But nonetheless, guys, from what we hear, looks like we'll be taking a short break habang rin-resolve namin yung technical difficulties na nagaganap. Chill lang kayo, guys. Alam kong gusto niyo makapasok sa game, pero sabi nga
kami, gusto namin bumalik na sa game.
lalo naman kami,
Yeah.
syempre. So, patience lang, guys. We'll be right back in just a bit. Once again, Arctic and Chisto, ito ang Globe Conquerors Manila Promotionals. Kita-kits for the continuation of Game 3.
We once danced in harmony with the land, until the tyrants defiled it.
Game, ladies and gentlemen, once again, ito ang Globe Conquerors Manila Promotionals between the top 3 to 6 ng nakaraang 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series Spring Season. Of course, a review of those teams once again. IPT, Archangel, formerly known as TNE, Barcy Esports, and Naga Esports. Ito ang match 1 between IPT and Archangel. Tingnan natin kung sino ang magwawagi sa unang match for the day.
Tagal nating nawala, no, Arctic?
Yes.
Nakakain na tayo. Mga bagay na ganun.
Pretty good stuff. Pretty good. So, yeah, we'll be going back to this game right now. Looks like Rox will be going in for a gank onto Light. Light forced to flash away. So that's gonna be a bit more pressure onto him later on kapag nag-round 2 itong Archangel sa mid lane.
Yung Arctic, diba? Binabanggit ko sa'yo, yung Trundle Pillar, pag na-knockback, pwedeng gamitin ni Trevor yung passive niya para hilahin pabalik. Lumabas yung combo na yun, and binanggit natin to, ano yung pwedeng gawin ng Archangel para makabawi after nung initial na play na nangyari sa bot lane. That's one of the things they could do, and they went for it. Kaso Light burned his flash so that he could escape fine. Now, ang question is, can Rox visit once more para ma-punish yung flashless sa Zillion?
Looks like Hate gonna be helping relieve some of that pressure dito sa mid line by helping out, getting a good shove in for Light before he makes a retreat himself. But so far, no detriments to Imperium Pro team right now.
Kaso yun din yung window, Arctic, diba? Bago na nakapag-vaccinate, level 5 na siya. Kapag nag-level 6 na itong Zillion, mas mahirap siyang patayin ng Trundle tsaka ng Swain. So maybe nag-pass na yung window. So the flash burn is actually just an okay thing for Light to do.
Just a small tip as to what Light has right in on his kit. Not to mention, considering kung ano yung heat na meron si Hate ngayon, definitely a bit more of a leg up for him if he could continue to build up on just that. So I'm still looking and wondering what Hate will be doing next across the map, just so that makakapitalize siya sa naging magandang start ko dito sa Game 3.
You know what I want to see Hate do is try to use the lead that he has. He has. Sorry. Nakalimutan ko mag-English na mga 2 seconds dun. Kaso, ayun nga, sana gamitin niya yung lead niya and translate it into more leads for the rest of his team. And right now, you see him, he's invading the jungle of Rox. Hinahanap niya itong Trundle para may information yung team niya. And para na rin labanan niya kasi alam niyang kaya niyang i-one-on-one itong Trundle na to.
Okay, meanwhile, looks like Shadow and Marky are clearing out some vision. Take note, Hate is within the bottom lane as well. Same goes for Rox though. So, anytime soon, if both sides want to try to go for something here, looks like, speaking of going for something, MJ actually going a bit in on hard onto Ivalus here. Both champions are level 6. That's going to be Ivalus going full commit onto this fight right here. MJ looking a little bit low in terms of health here. Ivalus in continued pursuit are going to repel himself in onto him. Flash coming in from MJ, but won't be enough as Ivalice gets the kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, hindi natuloy yung plano ni MJ doon. Ang plano niya is he's gonna flash over the hookshot para makatakas doon. But the hookshot still connected onto him, and I don't think he realized how much damage Ivalice could dish out in that duel. He goes down in a 1v1. It's a great solo kill pulled off by Ivalice.
Oh man, a little bit of a shift of power here. But then again, still waiting for... Let's go and check out where Hate's at right now, because clearing out camps here from the bottom part of the map looks like it's going to make a run. Just a clean transition towards top side, so no particular opportunities for them just get across the board. Laban ulit indeed, Chisto. Looks like MJ trying to catch out Ivalice here. Take note of the level deficiency though, but the damage enough to force Ivalice to back away. So I'd say that's a check for MJ.
Yeah, grabe yun, he actually forced the flash away from Ivalice. I think what Ivalice was trying to do there was just trying to push out the wave, tapos nag-recall siya, so he doesn't have to burn his teleport to get back to lane. Yeah, he's gonna teleport back into lane because he doesn't want to miss out on that CS that is being pushed in towards his tower.
Blue buff has been passed on to Light right there. But overall, just a steady pace that we're taking in this game, I gotta say. Not really as much action as I would have anticipated. But then again, that's going to be the pull in onto Light. Trevor getting quite a bit of damage onto Light. So not bad. Not a bad trade-off right there.
Yeah, just a bit of a Raska. So at this point, I don't think Swain alone has enough time to just kill Light twice. Because he won't have enough damage to burn through all that HP, especially after Light resurrects himself with the ultimate there. So just a bit of harass, trying to pressure Light into making an error, pero mukhang wala pa rin sila makakuha dito.
That is the tricky part though. I mean, in order for Trevor to at least try to find some success in taking down Light dito sa mid lane, really needs the extra help, in which case, because just the Swain alone couldn't really do as much onto Azilian. Sure, you could get some decent damage, but I don't think it would be enough to surpass 2 lives that Light has.
Yeah, and we're talking about the mid lane, I think. Let's go on over and talk about this bot lane matchup. Kanina, we saw, after the level 1 happened, nag-burn ng flash si Marky. Zencho and Cops were the lane that was pushing forward, but after that great gank by Hate where he got 2 kills, si Marky na at si Shadow, yung nagko-control nitong bot lane, they now have lane priority towards this area, and it's allowing Hate to constantly invade the blue side jungle of Archangel. Dinedeny niya halos lahat ng camps and lahat ng vision towards this bottom side of the map. This is where IPT is super strong at the moment because they just have that much control.
Danger
over
happening
this area.
towards this top side though. Looks like Rock's actually lingering towards that upper side of the map. Will be forced to back away, but nonetheless going back to the spot lane. Archangels still restrained to their turret here.
And ito yung gusto mo, Arctic. If you're playing the Ezreal, this is what you want. You want him to control the lane. Ikaw magsasabi kung kailan matatapos tong laning phase na to. They're just gonna push this over and over. Si Zencho at si Cooks, ang gagawin lang nila is mag-clear over and over under this tower. And one of the tricky things to do on Tristana, is my opinion, is actually last it under tower because of the explosive shot. That bit of extra damage might mean that it tips the minion over enough HP na malalastik na siya yung tower. So he's getting denied a bunch of gold here by the bot lane of IPT. But top lane,
yes, Rock spent a lot of time, but looks like his patience will finally be rewarded. MJ trying to look for a way back out of there. Looks like still far away from the comfort of his turret as Ivalice and Rocks are in continued pursuit. Looks like Ivalice gonna be landing that kill right there. Mission accomplished, ARK.
That was a really good combo and interaction, right? Nakita mo yung pillar ng Trundle? Ivalice used his hookshot towards the pillar so that he could point it directly at MJ and still flashes Jax. No escape right there. It goes down to Ivalice. I think that will lead to the Rift Herald being picked up here by Archangel.
In the midst of that though, Imperium Protein smells that something is up here in the form of Archangel going for his Rift Herald. Looks like that's going to be the turnaround onto Hate though. Hate able to flash away to safety, but that goes to say that Archangel just going to turn back to the Rift Herald. Take note, all 5 members are up there. Let's see if Shadow can try to go for it. No, looks like Archangel will secure it for themselves. IPT can have to back away, but let's say Arc definitely a bit more happy there.
Yan, alam mo, ang talino nung ginawa ng Archangel dun, Arctic, because I mentioned that IPT have massive control towards the bot side of the map in terms of vision and in terms of the lead that Marky has over Zencho. So they abandon their bot lane. They try to make a play top side. Now MJ, alam niya na sa kanya na lang yung pwedeng mapuntang threat because his bot lane is fine. So he has to play a bit more passively. But since he went down, ARK were given a chance to try and even out the deficit that they're currently under. Marky is still fairly ahead though over Zencho in this current matchup.
Oh man. Looks like the swap has already been made. So at this time around, looks like it's just pretty much a reflection of what we kind of saw in the bot lane earlier amidst switch off on lane. But we'll just have to see what the next move will be here because we've just been at this constant 2-2, haven't we? Other than that, just both sides looking for opportunities, wasn't as much successful, just building up at this point.
Okay, most of the action for IPT has been circling around their bot lane, and that's what they have to do. They need to play around this Ezreal because at the moment he is ahead. He's scaling up with the Mana Mune. Once he fully stacks that into the Muramana, at that point he will probably also have a Trinity Force completed. And at that point of the game, Ezreal at 2 items is super duper scary on the map.
Ooh. Okay, so far, just a little bit of a trade between both sides here, but the constant thing is that Mark and Shadow getting a nice push in towards this top side. Take note though, Trevor isn't going to make his way all the way towards this top lane. Looks like that might be the case. Teleport is coming in as well from Ivos. Looks like Archangel does indeed want to make a play. Looks like Shadow and Marky kind of sniff something is up. Might get caught out here. Ivos and Trevor are in pursuit of the support. A moment of stasis for Shadow. Will he survive to tell the tale? That might not be the case. And Ivos now on a killing spree. Zencho, Coops, and Rocks are on Marky's tail right now. Mark is still far away from safety. Gonna get chomped down. Boom! Rocks takes him down. And it's like MJ gonna try to salvage this fight. 8 is in the play as well. Take note, Light is very, very low on health. He has to be careful himself. Stuns are being thrown out. MJ getting the kill, but he's gonna go down. Zencho jumps in for the kill onto Light. Hate might be the next casual kill. 4 members of Archangel, and down he goes. Ace to Archangel.
Yeah, what a cleanup right there by Archangel towards the blue side jungle of Imperium Pro Team. They use the lead that they have. They go for the top lane play. Marky and Shadow did not back off in time. Nakita mo kahit nag-stasis yung Karma right there. The damage that came out was just absolutely massive. And si Marky, so kahit na Ezreal siya, kahit na he essentially has 2 flashes, hindi niya natakasan yung members ng Archangel. Just a great move by Archangel.
Oh man, this is becoming tricky just like that at the flick of a switch. Archangel able to take all those kills, but what surprises me is that regardless of 4 kills. Oh wait, that was almost 5 actually to an extent because equal 2-2 earlier, plus a total, okay, a turret taken towards the upper side, mid lane as well. So not bad, not bad.
Yeah, not bad for sure, Arctic. But yeah, all the control that IPT once had earlier is just gone. It's been wiped off right now. This is the point of the game where I think ARK can go for more plays. They're trying to go for more now. They know Shadow has no flash.
Yep. Good, man. They're ready for round 2. Archangel, they're going to be going for Shadow. Shadow will have to sacrifice himself to allow Marky safe voyage back to the safety of his turret. But Red Herald going to be summoned by ARK. Looks like IPT might want to commit more members towards this upper side to prevent the onslaught that is Archangel in the form of siege that they have right now.
Nakikita ko sa minimap right now, both Hate and Light are moving towards the top side to try and help clear this wave, but Hate, he stepped too far forward, he's dead!
Yup, he's caught in between all the members of Archangel. Looks like they want to go for more here. Marky might be the next target, so is Light. Light able to make it under the safety of his turret. Zencho was able to get a few nice shots onto Marky though, so looks like Archangel are going to be in further pursuit of taking down turrets. Meanwhile, towards this bot lane, looks like MJ almost making the outplay, but Ivalis's damage gonna triumph in which case.
Yeah, that was a bit too close for comfort right there. For Ivalis, he wouldn't have wanted to die to a Jax that was 2 levels under him, but the Trinity Force damage from Ivalis coming in, and the auto attack resets with the Q and the Tiamat as well. Just really nice execution on the Camille. Great show of mechanics, wins the 1v1 against the Jax.
Oh man, meanwhile, Archangel looking to control all across the lane, shoving out those lanes onto Imperium Pro Team, and looks like they might be rewarding themselves with their next dragon of the game, Infernal Drake, not to mention the juiciest one you could potentially get. So, let's go ahead and see how IPT can potentially try to climb back from this, because Finally, we've been seeing a little bit of a calm earlier, but looks like Archangel ready to put it into full throttle.
Alright, naisipin Martin, ang ganda ng intro ng IPT. They got 2 kills on their graves. But after that, the other lanes sort of faltered for them. The ganks from Rocks were really good in both mid lane and top lane. It really allowed Archangel to have more lanes to play around and have a bit more agency in the game.
Ooh, knockup. That looks like IPT going to be in pursuit. Take note, that's 3 members. Great eject coming in from Zencho right there. True shot barrage, not making a connect onto any of the members of Archangel. And I guess it's safe to say that they made it out A-okay.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the troubling things here for IPT. They're beginning to fall behind, and without any ways to begin starting fights here, wala silang paraan na mag-force ng kahit anong play dito sa Archangel. They're just forced to react to Archangel making a mistake. So now IPT is in a very tricky spot.
Looks like Zencho, next target is going to be the spot lane. Hit is in the vicinity as well in case they might want to try to go for something here. Was making a retreat, so it looks like Light, okay. Just trying to scare off Zencho and Coops right there. But take note, positioning of the rest of IPT. So it is only Light towards the spot lane here. Trevor is making his way as well. So we might see yet another fight that Archangel is going to look for.
Yeah, it's very tricky right now because after the drafting, I would have loved to see Light on a champion that would have had more playmaking potential aside from the Zillion. Try and enable the rest of his team more. But right now, the Zillion pick seems to not be paying off. But looks like we're going to see a fight topside.
Yep. Round 2, MJ and Ivolus. I'd say round 3 actually, but looks like MJ definitely on the shorter end of the stick here. Take note, 1-4 Jax versus a 5-0-2 Camille. Hate gonna help him out here though. Hate is in continued pursuit. Will have to back away though. That's a tad bit of a slippery Camille that he's after. But goes to show, Zencho and Trevor are pushing out towards the spot lane as well. Rocks and Cope's gonna try to come in from the back line. Will Zencho just continuing to hit in on this turret. Ivorus not giving up just yet though. Gonna continue that pressure, gonna go straight in onto Hey, look at the damage from that Camille. Instantly decimates him. And MJ might want to be careful himself because Ivorus still has a lot more firepower to him.
Yeah, that's a 6-0-2 Camille. As the Graves, he would get popped by that the moment the hook shot landed. There was no escape. But speaking of no escape,
oh no, this is gonna be tricky. Imperial Protein, they're on the run for their lives. Looks like Shadow might be the sacrifice. Actually, might flash away to safety. Still trying to run it out. Trevor trying to continue to chase him. Looks like it is actually going to be Marky that goes down. But all the more advantages for Archangel.
Yeah, kahit na namatay si Rox dun sa play na yun, nakuha ng Archangel yung kailangan niya. They had to get the tower from IPT. They're slowly running away with this game. The tower score is so huge for their team. Just pushing forward with this Tristana and the rest of the team. It's really difficult for IPT to stop this because like I mentioned, wala silang paraan na mag-force ng kahit anong place. Kahit na gusto nilang bumawi dito, wala silang tools para gamitin yun.
Oh, luckily a small consolation in the form of Zencho there. Hate almost bit the dust there. Luckily survives with a chink of health, but I'd actually have to agree with you, Chisto, because if you're going to look at where the rest of IPT is right now, not a single member, even with Hate getting the first 2 kills of the game, are quite in a position to go through on against Archangel, because on the flip side, Archangel, everybody, great standings for every single member. Exception would probably be Cooks, but forgivable, given he is a support, but this is just a detriment for IPT, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think that's the issue if you decide to go about pick and ban like this. If you're not gonna have any champions that can make plays across the map, it relies heavily on you just smashing lane. Exactly. But if you lose lane, there's really nothing you can do once the mid game comes, and it's showing right now the weaknesses of what IPT decided to bring into this deciding game. It's just hurting them at the moment.
Oh man, Archangel. This could be pretty big. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to look at limitations to how IPT can roam across the map, pretty much limited to their side here, would almost be dangerous to linger towards a riverside unless they have vision on where Archangel is at. But that's kind of tricky considering they only have so much that they could reach on this map in terms of vision. Just like that.
There's a lot of wave clear available though for IPT, so at least Union Challenge para sa Archangel. Since there is a Graves and a Zillion, the minions will be cleared pretty quickly once they do arrive towards the side of IPT, so at least there they can stall. But they're gonna have to wait for someone from Archangel to make a massive mistake if they want to make a full comeback in this game.
Speaking of something else that is massive, Baron Nashor is up right now. We're already past 20 minutes into the game. Archangel definitely in a better position to potentially secure this. I think that's the biggest challenge here for IPT. Looking for those advantages, those opportunities rather, that would otherwise get them back into this game, because it's still a far climb that they have to make, without a doubt.
Yeah, now Arctic, the Baron dance begins. It's already 21 minutes into the game. Hate, he has to get out of there.
Looks like Hate gonna make it out just fine, but still quite a bit of danger here. Look at the no hesitation whatsoever from Archangel to make sure that they could try to establish control over this upper side of the map. I like how IPT, regardless, though rolling with the punches, still has decent defensive vision on their side of the map.
Yeah, going back now, the Baron dance will begin. Both teams will be trying to fight for vision, but hold that thought. Are we gonna see an all-in here?
Okay, MJ.
I don't think so.
Ivalice. Well, MJ without a doubt can't really do as much. Probably Ivalice for sure. But that's a bit of a danger that they're working with, aren't they? But Shadow gonna get pulled in straight off. He's on the run for his life, but Trevor gets him in the end. Teleport coming in from Ivalice. He's ready to fight yet another battle with the rest of Archangel. The numbers are looking really good for them. Damage quite a bit onto Archangel. They have to watch for their health bars as well. But looks like Light now up and kicking, have to use his ultimate on himself. Almost going to be going down. Hate will be the next casualty here. It looks like MV and Light will escape just fine when what ends temporarily in actually a 2-for-1. Not as many casualties as one would expect, considering the low health bars.
Yeah, I don't think it was the best choice for Ivalice to go back in there. After that pick-off onto Shadow, ARK could have easily gone towards the Baron and took it down instead of going for the fight, because they already had the numbers advantage. And who's going to engage on the side of IPT? The Ezreal can't poke you out of that Baron if somebody just blocks shots from Mystic Shot. But yeah, I think they could have gone for the Baron, but instead they went for the fight. They did take a tower down afterwards, I believe, so that's what Archangel are going to get. Mountain Drake, though, will definitely help them now that Baron is on the table.
Making the most of it, without a doubt, Archangel, but Imperial Pro teams still have a deficiency to work with. In all fairness, though, because that fight didn't go all the way towards a slam dunk for Archangel, still the gold lead pretty much sizable, within the same range we've been looking at it, let's say, within the past, what, like 5 to 7 minutes? But still, there's a massive climb that I'm waiting here from IPT, because nobody, maybe Marky starting to fare a tad bit better, but that's a tall order considering where the rest of IPT is at right now.
Yeah, we're talking about Marky right now, Arctic. I think at this point of the game, Ezreal at 2 items is still a bit stronger compared to Zencho, only at Infinity Edge and Static Shift. But once Zencho gets his second Zeal item, possibly the Rapid Fire Cannon, that's when he's going to be super powerful. He's going to be topped off, and Archangel will be super confident to have him fight against Marquis Ezreal.
Oh man, speaking of Archangel, look at the gathering that's happening towards the Baron pit right here. IPT is still making sure that they try to maintain relevance in terms of defensive vision, but Zencho get ready to go 1v1 against Hate. Will he get the kill though? Just one more, boom, down you go, my friend. 2 members of IPT are down right now. Archangel, they can go for Baron. Take note, Hate is down, hence trickier time for IPT to try to contest this.
Yeah, this is the point where they have to go for the Baron. They got the picks that they needed. There is no Jax to help this side. There's no jungler, no smite from Imperial Pro Team. This is not a 50-50 unless Marky can somehow steal this with True Shot Barrage. This is definitely going over to Archangel.
And there you have it, just like, oh my goodness, almost, but just a small graze, almost.
I was sort of praying that, oh, sana makuha ni Marky to, but the smite was on point. Actually, I don't think he had smite, did he?
Was on cooldown, I think.
Can we see a replay of that and how close?
I'm not sure, but nonetheless, this is going to be big for Archangel. Imperial Pro team, they have quite a defense that they have to work with right now. I mean, Ivalice, without a doubt, just Ivalice, MJ having to contend with Ivalice, MJ has to take all the necessary precautions, because if he overextends even just a tad bit, I think Ivalice, with where he's at right now, could easily just go 1v1, smash him down. And tall order, like I've been saying.
Yeah, it's definitely a tall order. Considering Ivalice is up 1,000,000 CS over MJ, he's up 1,000,000 kills over him. He has 3 items compared to Jax's Trinity Force. I don't even know what MJ is building at this point.
Yeah, and it's such a shame because we've been talking about with IPT's composition, there's less room for error, less room for dealing with these precautions, but looks like we're going to be checking out that replay from earlier.
Okay, this is... Did Trundle have Smite during this? Oh, he actually had Smite. It was...
Ooh, okay.
He smited at 300 HP. Imagine if he smited a bit earlier. I do think True Shot Barrage would have stolen that. So this is still a great timing by Marky. Kahit na blind spot yun, but it looks like we're gonna see the fight.
Oh man, lots of damage onto Light right there. Look, take note, Ivalis managing to take down Hate as well. Two members of Imperium Pro Team are down. This might be the last stand. They're going for that top inhibitor. Let's see what Light, Marky, and Shadow can do. Still have a lot of firepower. Will it be enough though with all 5 members of Archangel up and kicking in this game?
Yeah, I think kahit sinong member ng Imperium Pro Team na lumapit kay Ivalis, mamamatay lang since he's just that far ahead on this Camille. Archangel are doing the safe route here. They're taking away every inhibitor, trying to let the minions do the work for them.
Tier 3 turret. All 3 tier turrets
this should be game
for Imperium Pro Team. Looks like everyone is starting to go up, but I don't think it'll be enough for the defense because Archangel's going in on hard on these Nexus turrets. Nexus is open for the taking. Archangel really want to go for the finish, and that is it, ladies and gents. Winner of the best of 3 for match 1 is going to be Archangel. GG, well played.
Yeah, they're gonna get that spot in Conquerors, man. So congratulations to Archangel, but man, what a turnaround after that start where it went so well during the first 5 minutes of the game for Imperium Pro Team, but after that, looks like they just weren't able to set up anything across the map. And I think the primary reason was because of their drafting phase. It relied heavily on them smashing lane, but what happens? A few ganks from Roxas Trundle turns both solo lanes around. First in the mid lane, it burns Light's flash. Next in the top lane, they actually get the kill onto MJ's Jax. And after that, Ivalis just ran away with that matchup. Nobody on IPT could answer the Camille of Ivalis.
Now that we've seen that game, Chisto, I mean, we've been talking about how parang magandang gotch to, given that both teams have gone through swaps between players. Not just swaps between players, but swaps between roles as well. What are you liking about these two teams, by the way? Well, I guess particularly the winner, Archangel, since they did come off better here, even with Imperium Pro Team acquiring Marky in this case.
I like how Archangel, despite being a team with more role swaps and the newer duos, especially in the bot lane, I like how they have that synergy working on for them. And moving forward, I think that's one of the best assets that this team could have.
One last question. What do you think was the biggest problem here for Imperium Pro Team? Because there was a lot of uncertainty in a way, even as early as the pick and ban, in terms of how less of a precaution they have with these drafts.
Personally, I think Imperium Pro Team's pick and ban phase was just too reliant on them smashing lane. I'd like to see them pick some champions that have more playmaking potential, like more engaged on their lineups, because if they fall behind, it's going to be very difficult to pull off the win conditions that they are going for.
Hopefully we see Imperium Pro Team make those improvements along the way. Still have a long way to go. Road to Conquerors, definitely a long and winding road for all our teams, but nonetheless, congratulations to Archangels, once again, formerly known as Team Manila Eagles. For those of you that have not caught on just yet, definitely looking better than ever. Whether or not they could make it all the way, we'll just have to see in the long run. But for the meantime, that was just match 1, guys. When we come back, Naga Esports naman tayo versus ang bagong breakup na Varsity Esports right now. Who will become the better team? Lots of discussion with the rosters in just a bit. ARK got the service with me as Chisto. Ito ang Globe Conquerors Manila Promotional. See you guys for match number 2. Getting the kill, but he's going to go down. Zenzo jumps in for the kill onto Light. Hate might be the next casualty kill. 4 members of Archangel, and down he goes. Imperium Pro Team, they're on the run for their lives. Looks like Shadow might be the sacrifice. Actually, might cash away to safety. Still trying to run it out. Trevor trying to continue to chase him. Looks like on the run for his life, but Trevor gets him in the end. Teleport coming in from Ivalis. He's ready to fight yet another battle with the rest of Archangel. The numbers are looking really good for them. Damage quite a bit onto Archangel. They have to watch for their health bars as well. But looks like Light now up and kicking, have to use his ultimate on himself. Almost going to be going down. Hate will be the next casualty here. It looks like MB and Light will escape just fine when what ends temporarily in a 2-for-1. Not as many casualties.
Trying to let the minions do the work for them.
Tier 3 turret. All 3 tier turrets
this should be game
for Imperium Pro Team. Looks like everyone is starting to go up, but I don't think it'll be enough for the defense because Archangel's going in on hard on these Nexus turrets. Nexus is open for the taking. Archangel really want to go for the finish, and that is it, ladies and gents. Winner of the best of 3 for match 1 is going to be Archangel. GG, well played.
Yeah, they're gonna get that